Dow Constantine, King County Executive.
I'm Senator Joe Nguyen, running for King County Executive.
My first job was working at Spud Fish and Chips at Alki.
So my first job was scooping popcorn at the IMAX theater that used to be down in the waterfront. Favorite TV show right now is All American on Netflix.
Watching What We Do in the Shadows, vampires. The job of King County Executive is to manage a workforce of 16,000, providing the regional services like transit and sewage treatment, a lot of nuts and bolts that allow us to have a high quality of life.
It is the 12th largest county in the entire United States. Everything from solid waste, wastewater, to transit, all of that stuff happens at the county level. So the executive is in charge of all of that. I do think we need more resources to address homelessness. I think a lot of the resources that are being spent is really on the crisis at hand, and we need to be able to do a better job mitigating those. But if you want to actually solve homelessness long-term, we have to think more holistically in what that entails as well.
We need more of that capital investment. We need more operating funds for the people who are currently homeless, but really to invest in reducing the root causes of homelessness. We do here have, I think, the resources, if we had the right tax system, have the resources to be able to take this on and win, and to provide what everyone in this community needs to be able to thrive. King County is investing quite a lot of the scarce public funds we have, but we really need to get to these root causes, and one of the root causes is untreated behavioral health challenges. The real need is for us to intervene with people who are currently on the streets and not having their behavioral health challenges properly addressed.
One of the largest providers of mental and behavioral health in King County right now is the jail. We need to build more community-based facilities that actually give people the resources that they need in a humane way.
County's been a leader on climate change. We have a strategic climate action plan now in its second iteration that seeks to reduce climate emissions fully in half by the end of this decade.
If you look at even climate change, criminal justice, homelessness, even gun violence, the solutions to all of these things are oftentimes very, very similar. And really, it's investing in communities. About $1.8 billion per budget cycle is spent on our legal system. That's 73% of the general fund. This has been a problem for a long time, and it hasn't really been brought up until this campaign started.
Our general fund is called upon by the state to pay for the entire system of criminal justice. That number, the percentage, was headed toward 100%. That system was going to consume all of our general fund. We set about to start to bend that trend line by carving out funds that we could use to get to the root causes of criminal legal system involvement.
We shouldn't have built a youth jail. That doesn't help us solve these problems. Smaller community facilities that are based on the needs of our communities is how we're going to solve these problems.
Racial disparities are inherent in the criminal legal system, as they are in every single system in our society. We have set about at King County to very purposefully promote an agenda of equity and social justice, of anti-racism. We have to invest in the very mechanisms that will undo the effects of entrenched racism.
Transportation is the foundation by which our future is going to be determined. Transportation unlocks economic mobility, unlocks people's opportunities to live in certain areas. Transportation can also be used to help alleviate even climate change. But transit, for me, should be the focus in which we invest in our communities.
My transportation vision for King County is really shown in the work that I've done. We need to build a high capacity spine of rail and buses in order that people can get between all of the different population and employment centers and access all of that opportunity. And everybody in the region should have reasonable access to transit as an alternative to driving.
And I will just say it, I think we can actually have free fares on transit to encourage people to take it.
It should be easier, it should be less expensive, it should be more productive, and a better use of your time to take transit. My first love from my youth, The Who. I also loved The Replacements. I loved Prince. But now, because I have a 7-year-old, I listen exclusively to BTS.
Whenever I'm campaigning, it's always the Hamilton mixtape, just because it's a combination of upbeat, but also like the hustle as well.
Vegan, the most likely place you'll find me is at Tamarind Tree having the chili lemongrass tofu noodle.
There's a spot in White Center called Crawfish House. Cajun crawfish and just Cajun Viet in general is amazing. You can't eat it more than once a month.
I feel like Jean-Luc Picard. Vote.
Make sure you vote.